Hello friends, well 2023 has been tough going for me so far and I'm still struggling to come to terms with my diagnosis. But my hyacinth is in full bloom, spring is springing up all around me and I'm trying to look to the positives. Hopefully I'll feel able to speak about it all on the channel soon, but until then I'm trying to occupy myself by creating some comfy garments I can wear during my recovery using my all-in-one sleeve and leggings blocks. I hope you're all well wherever you are, my friends, and that whatever you're dealing with in your lives, that you know that you have a friend in me. The comments section here on YouTube is always open, as is my inbox over on Instagram. You are never alone. A huge thank you to all of you for your love and kindness and for your support of this little channel. Now, let's get creating. To draft the top of my PJs, I began by tracing a long-sleeved front and back bodice of my kimono all-in-one sleeve block pattern, and there's a card above to the tutorial. These are little versions so I could fit it all on the screen. And we're doing some really easy pattern adaptation today. Add an inch of ease to each bodice piece at the outside sleeve edge of the waistline, carrying this ease to the wrist of the pattern. Next, create a comfy, relaxed neckline of your choosing, drawing in a new style line on your bodice front. Grabbing your bodice back, line it up against the front bodice pattern along the neckline to allow you to match that new neckline point as you draw in your back neckline. And your PJ top pattern will look a little like this. This pattern is designed for fabrics with at least 40% stretch and it's without seam allowances, so be sure to add those either around your pattern or as you cut out your fabric. I'm going to add wristbands and a waistband to this too. For the waistband piece, the width is twice the desired width plus seam allowances. The length is the original pattern front and back waistline before we added that ease, plus seam allowances. The cuffs measure twice the desired width plus seam allowances, and the length is the pattern's original front and back wrist measurements plus seam allowances. And now onto the pyjama bottoms. Begin with your leggings block pattern, tracing a separate front and back. And there's a card above showing you how to draft your own. When tracing, also trace the F point from the block denoting your quarter hip measurement. Ignore the higher back waistline and simply trace the same flat waistline as on the front pattern. Firstly, add 2 inches of ease to the pattern piece at the inside leg edge of the ankle, tapering this ease into the crotch edge. Extend the waistline outwards to allow us to create an easy fitting pattern. Draw a vertical line up from point F to that extended waistline. Now draw in a new crotch curve like so. Repeat this process on both your front and back pattern pieces. Next, I'm going to add some ease into the back crotch seam to make these PJ bottoms super comfy to wear. Grab your back pattern piece and plot your waist to hip measurement down that new crotch curve and square a line across the pattern from this point. Cut along this line to just before the outside leg seam, creating a hinge of sorts. Open this hinge, creating a wedge of 2.5 inches wide at the crotch edge. Now true the line along this new crotch curve. Grabbing your front pattern piece, place the pieces together along the outside leg seam before taping the two together, creating a one-piece pattern, adding ease when doing so rather than subtracting it. And your pattern will look a little something like this. A waistband is created in the same way as for the top. And the ankle cuffs are created just like those created for the wrists. Cut out all of your pieces, one bodice front on the fold, one bodice back on the fold, two trouser pieces, one pair of trouser cuffs, one pair of bodice cuffs and two waistbands. And after cutting out all those pattern pieces, it's time to get sewing, my friends. When sewing stretch projects like these, make use of a zigzag or stretch stitch on your machine and install a jersey, ballpoint or stretch needle. This will help to retain the stretch in your fabric and will prevent those pesky skipped stitches. Starting with the cuffs and waistbands, pin them right sides together along the short edges and stitch using that zigzag. Now pin these fabric rings all along the long edge, wrong sides together. And baste the raw edges together. Now your cuffs and waistbands are ready to attach later. Now let's work on our PJ bottoms. First, run some gathering stitches along the bottom edge of your two trouser pieces to help you later when inserting your cuffs. Pin and stitch those inside leg seams using that zigzag or stretch stitch. Next, sew the crotch seam. My favourite way to do this is to put one trouser leg inside the other, right sides together, before pinning them all the way along the crotch curve. Then stitching in place. Now that you have your trousers all sewn together, run a gathering stitch all along the waistline to help with attaching your waistband later. Onto our PJ top. Begin by pinning and then stitching those shoulder seams. Now run some gathering stitches all along the wristline edges to help with inserting your cuffs. Pin those side seams and stitch them together. Photobombing Loons here, she really wanted some snugs. Now the base of the top is constructed, run some gathering stitches around the waistline. Fold the raw neckline edge to the inside of the garment by your seam allowance, pinning, and then stitching in place. Lastly, it's time to attach those cuffs and waistbands. Pull on those gathering stitches to help you neatly pin your cuffs and waistbands right sides together with your garment. Then get sewing. Ready for the reveal? These pajamas are just what I needed right now, and I'm so grateful and appreciative to have the skill set I do to be able to draft and quickly sew something like this. It's definitely exactly what I needed right now. I hope, my friends, that you have enjoyed watching this little quick and easy beginner-friendly drafting and sewing project this week, and we'll have more drafting and sewing right here on the channel. Until then, take care, my friends. Much love. Bye.